make sure okay. I can't see my face today, so that's it. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Khadijah, but you can call me D. And today I'm going to be doing a get to know me video because I feel like, well, I don't feel like I know that I literally just started filming and posting videos without actually telling y'all who I am. I just started making videos and posting them. So I had ChatGPT create me a list of questions because obviously, you know, I'm just not starting my journey, so it's not a bunch of y'all, if any of y'all yet. I really don't know. Depends on when this goes up. So yeah, I had ChatGPT ask me some questions that I can answer for you guys. Hopefully this is a fun vlog. I wouldn't call this a vlog, but hopefully this is a fun video and you guys get to know me by the end of it. Also, before I get started, today is December 9th. It is 4:47 p.m. I was gonna do Vlogmas, but I don't know. It's just like, one, I already started too late. Like I said, it's December 9th. I haven't posted any day. I'm actually gonna post my first video today. And so by the time y'all see this, it'll be probably the end of December, mid-December, whatever. I'm really trying to figure out my schedule right now, like how I want to do everything. Also, let's talk about the hair. This is literally the same hair that I had in the up bun. I just took it down, obviously did a little part in the middle, and I cut the track in half because it was literally just one track that I had up there, but I cut the track in half and then split it between these two sides. And yeah, I just did little small buns. I do like this hairstyle even better than I like the bun, so I'm learning that this is going to be my go-to because I'm really trying to stop wearing wigs. I think I told y'all I cut my hair after I quit my job in 2023, and I cut it completely because I felt like my edges was thinning because of wearing so many wigs. And what I do, I cut my hair and kept wearing wigs, so then I felt like my edges was thin again. So now I'm just trying to stop wearing wigs altogether for as long as possible. We're gonna see how long this lasts, y'all. So far it's been at least a month, but anyways, y'all, let's get into this video. Okay, y'all, so I'm gonna start off with my own questions because they didn't ask like questions that are like obvious to answer. So the first question is, how old am I? I'm 29 right now. I will be 30 on February 19th. So next year I'll be turning 30. Let's see. So it says, what inspired you to start a YouTube channel? What inspired me? First of all, I've always wanted to start a YouTube channel since I was younger. I actually did. I had a few YouTube channels, y'all. I had one with my older sister, and we used to post videos of us singing. We probably only posted like 2 videos, and we stopped. I had another one too. I think it was like doing the same thing. I can't remember, but yeah, we posted a video. I don't know where it's at. I don't even remember the name of the channel. I had my own personal channel that I did absolutely nothing with. So this is my first time actually giving it a shot, and putting effort into it and being consistent. That's the key, y'all. Consistent. I'm gonna be consistent with y'all because, like I said, I'm new to this, so I'm nobody's favorite YouTuber just yet. But I know how it is when I watch my favorite YouTubers. I be a little angry when they stop posting consistently. You know, I'll be salty because I like to watch the same people consistently, so I often end up trying to find other people that I can watch when they're not posting. But yeah, I ain't even answered the question. The reason why I wanted to start my YouTube channel is, one, because like I said, it's something I always wanted to do. I love watching YouTube. I watch YouTube just as much as I watch TV, if not more. Just because since I'm not working right now like a full-time job and I'm just like running my business, I don't like to turn on the TV until 5 p.m. So I literally work at like a 9 to 5. If I'm anytime before 5 p.m. my TV is not on, I'm straight up working, whether it's filming or, you know, working, like I said, on stuff for my business, like creating content, maybe making more product or whatever. And so I like to watch YouTube, but I was like, girl, why not make content too? You know what I'm saying? And then also I felt like this would be an outlet for me because I don't know, I'm one of those people that like to vent. No, I'm not going to tell my personal business, but I do like to vent. And sometimes, you know, you get sick and tired of telling the people the same thing or like having the same conversations with the same people. So sometimes this is just like an outlet to me. Also, I want to build a community of people that's kind of like me, you know, that may be older and still live at home, especially in the Black community, because it's so it's so taboo for some reason for you to be black and still live at home in your mid to late 20s. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's unfair because a lot of people do it in other races and cultures. I know y'all see that net, and that net pissing me off actually. And I don't know why it's up here. That season is over. I don't know why they back. But anyways, yeah, I feel like it's so taboo, and I think it's unfair because in other races and cultures, y'all, they literally stay home until they get married, or they stay home until they have themselves together. It's no problem with it. But it's like in the black community, that's an issue. It's like, oh, you still live at home, what you doing? Oh, she ain't got nothing going on, she lazy, da 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 da. The whole time, no. When I tell y'all, living at home has its ups and its downs. Its downs is really like having to deal with parents, you know. Because honestly, that's probably the biggest down for me, and also having to deal with other people's way of living. I'm super different from my parents as far as like the way I like to do things and handle things. And so that's kind of hard. But since I've been home, I was able to start my business, which I know I wouldn't have been able to pour into my business if I lived on my own right now trying to pay bills and XYZ. So, you know, for me, living at home is like, it's an opportunity to get myself together, because if I'm getting myself together now, once I'm finally out, I won't have to go back. You know what I'm saying? I started one business already since living at home, and I'm trying to start 2 more. And the one that I have now isn't like a make money in your sleep type of thing, because I still have to put in work as far as like promoting, as far as creating the product, packaging the product. Like, that's all gonna be me. So that's not like a money in my sleep type of thing. But one of the other businesses that I want to start is going to be like a set it and forget it type of thing, to where I don't have to worry about it on a daily basis. I'll just go collect my money and come back. But yes, that's really why I started my YouTube, because I wanted to build a community of people that's just like me, or maybe becoming like me, because sometimes, you know, you expect for certain things to happen for you and then it takes a little bit longer. But I just want people to know it's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to be embarrassed about. You doing your thing your way, and everything will work out for everybody the same way, and you shouldn't expect it to. And that's just that on that. You feel me? Next question. I don't really like that question. I don't like that question. Okay, it says, what do you do for a living? I kind of just answered that question just a little bit. So my last couple jobs, I was working in the Medicaid field. I was a health benefits coordinator, so I was like approving or disapproving people for renewing their Medicaid, customer service. But personally, I do run a business. I've showed you guys things from my business on here. I run a keychain and accessories business. Well, that's what I'm calling it for now, but it's going to change because I'm also working on adding handbags that I create. So I'm just trying to figure that out right now. I'm trying to create a tech pack and stuff like that. But in the meantime, I do make keychains. They're custom. Some aren't custom. I have some that's already made. But yeah, that's what I do for a living technically, and it allows me to be super creative, because that's the thing about me, is I'm super creative. Like, me and my siblings are all super creative, but I'm not as artistic. My sister and my brother can draw very, very well. Well, I guess you could say my other sister too, because she does nails and she sews. So she creates outfits. Like, she used to take these blankets and turn them into outfits. And she also does nails, and she does a lot of freehand. Like, she'll literally draw characters from just looking at it on your nails. And then same with my older sister. She's a makeup artist and she also draws. And then my brother also draws, and he does like Procreate, Adobe. Is that what it is? Procreate? Y'all know what I'm trying to say. I think that's what it's called. The one where they do all like the graphic design and stuff like that on Adobe. That's what he does. And then, like I said, he also draws and paints really well as well. And I feel like they get that from our dad. But me in general, I can't really draw or anything like that, but I'm super creative, as in like thinking up ideas and stuff like that. I have been the creative director plenty of times for my sister's birthday photo shoots, coming up with the ideas and whatnot, so I give myself credit for that. Also, I love getting dressed, so I'm kind of like, you know, the one in the household that's always helping people put together outfits. So yeah, I feel like that's my sense of creativity, and so that's why I like my business so much. Also, I love to collect things. And so with me collecting things, I feel like creating a keychain business was like on brand, because people collect, you know, keychains, even though that's not something that I created. But now that I do create keychains, I do kind of collect the ones that I make, I guess. So yeah. Next question. All right, honey. What's my favorite way to spend a day off? I'm going to combine two questions because they also asked me what I like to do on the weekends. And my only days that I give myself off are literally the weekends, if anything, because on the weekends I still be trying to get work done. But yeah, my favorite thing to do and way to spend time is playing Sims. Like, I love Sims 4, y'all. And yes, I'm a Sims 4 girl. I know a lot of people in the Sims community like Sims 3 and Sims 2. I don't really care. I just like to play the game, okay? I love creating the storyline. I love watching other people's storylines. I was also thinking about doing a YouTube channel for my Sims, but it's kind of hard to actually sit down and do, because when I'm watching other people like with their gameplay, I'm trying to decide how, if I did do it, how I would like to do it, because I don't know. I don't like when people try to add voices. I like when people kind of describe what's happening, like, oh no, girl, she just walked over there. Okay, so she just walked up to him. Like, I think I prefer that type of game playing as opposed to somebody trying to actually voice the character. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just trying to decide how I would do that. Also, when I be playing Sims, I'm usually watching movies at the same time. And so I know that I wouldn't be able to do that if I'm like recording. Also, I only play it at night. I have to be in my bed, lights off, nighttime, movie on, playing Sims. That's it. That's all. So trying to actually start a channel out of that is gonna be hard for me. I feel like I'm about to be interrupting you guys. Let me see. I'll be right back. I think my sister done doing makeup, so she's about to interrupt me. It says, what's my favorite childhood memory? I'm going to say, it's funny because I was just talking about this with my boyfriend the other day, and I have so many. That's one thing I give credit to my parents for, is the childhood that they provided us. Because I have to say, like, I do miss my childhood so much. We used to go on vacations every summer. We've been to Disney a few times. And the gag is, my parents, well, my mom doesn't fly, and so since my mom don't fly, my dad would just drive everywhere. But we've been a few places, you know what I'm saying? Literally every summer. There wasn't a summer that we didn't go anywhere until I got to college. That's when we kind of stopped. I think the last trip that we took actually was to Disney, and that was like after my freshman year of college, and we haven't really been on vacation since. Like, we'll do little stuff here and there, maybe for somebody's birthday, go somewhere, something like that. But typically for the summertime, we home, even though we are planning a trip to Universal soon. Oh, that's not even y'all see, this is what y'all gonna learn about me, is that I'll be on topic of one thing and then I'll just start rambling and get off track. But the question was, what is my favorite childhood memory? I'm definitely gonna say the vacations. I think the best memory for me is like the times where we'll be leaving like at 2-3 in the morning, so none of us can't sleep. We all excited, we all up, we either doing hair, packing, whatever the case may be. My dad will be trying to get some sleep and we'll just be loud in the background. And then yeah, just packing up the car in the middle of the night and leaving. I think that's one of my favorite memories, is like the start of the trip, the actual travel. Even though we were stuck in a car for a long period of time, we all had different things to entertain ourselves. I love the music that we used to play. I don't know, certain songs I hear and I'd be like, this reminds me of something they would play if we was on vacation right now. But yeah, I just miss those vibes so much. I miss, like I said, I miss every little stage of it. The planning part, the actual packing up, the night before prepping and stuff like that. Like, I love all of that. So I miss those things so much. Even though I do not want to do another, like, what they call them, road trip. I'm good off road trips. I only been on a plane one time, and that was in 2021. Because like I said, my family didn't travel, and so, well, they didn't go by plane. So that kind of stopped me from wanting to be on planes. But we went to Mexico for a wedding in 2021, and even though I'm still scared, I'd much rather do plane than do another road trip, just because of the length of time. Let's see. If I could travel anywhere in the world right now, where would I go? I don't really know. I just want to travel all over. I think I would probably first go to, I'm trying to think. This is kind of a hard question. I want to go back to Mexico, of course. But I think I want to do Japan maybe. The gag is, y'all know I'm trying to lose some weight, because before I get to Japan, they ain't gonna be having me go to Big Cow, whatever the hell they call it. I know y'all seen them videos of the stores that they got in Japan for the thicker girls. They be called Fat Cow and all of that. Yeah. Y'all not gonna fat cow me, so before I go, I'm gonna lose me some weight. Cause y'all not finna play in my face. I think that's so rude. But yeah, I think either Japan or back to Mexico. What's my go-to comfort food? I'm gonna say fried chicken. My favorite meal is fried chicken and waffles. And I say fried chicken with the bone in. Okay, because don't give me no chicken tender talking about some it's chicken and waffles, because it ain't. But that's my favorite meal. And then my favorite food is quesadillas. Well, it was. Now I think I love butter chicken and pizza. I'm gonna say pizza, even though I eat butter chicken just as much as I eat pizza these days. But yeah, my favorite comfort food for a fact is chicken and waffles. Am I a morning person or a night owl? I'm a night owl. Y'all, half the time when I'm editing these videos, it's like 12 a.m., 1 a.m. I don't know what it is, but, and it's so crazy because I prefer the daytime. I feel more energized in the daytime, but I prefer to be up at night. So I guess you can kind of say I'm a little bit of both. I just don't like be up early, so I'm not a morning person. Don't wake me up anytime before like 10 a.m., 11 a.m. Even though I am up before that time because it just makes sense. But yeah, I prefer to be, I feel like I get the best ideas at night. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I prefer to be up at night. I could stay up till 4, 6 in the morning sometimes. And I'll be waking up at like 1, 2 p.m. But like I said, I'm trying to get out of that habit. Do I have any pets? If not, do I want any? Absolutely not, y'all. I'm afraid. I'm a scaredy cat. I'm afraid of animals. I barely like people. So I'm definitely not an animal girl. I don't know. I'm just scared. And it's funny because I've been scared of animals all my life. But when I was in college, I actually had a dog. So me and my friend, we had just had an event or whatever, and we were sitting outside by the pond. And across the street, it was this group of kids walking their dog. It was like 3 of them. Like adult, I meant like college students. They had to go to our school, I'm assuming. But yeah, they was walking their dog. Me and my friend just talking. I looked across the street. I saw them, whatever. I'm like, long as you stay over there, we good. So we just having our conversation. And next thing I know, this dog comes running towards me, y'all. So I get up and I start running. Y'all, the dog hopped on me. And like, it was in the middle of spring. It was literally springtime. So I had on this skirt and like a crop top. This one I was still, you know, slim fit. You feel me? Not slim thick, but slim fit. And so the dog come running across the street and literally like jumps up on me like this. Y'all, ripped my entire skirt. My entire ass was out. And I still had a ways to walk because I lived all the way down the street or whatever. Like my dorm was off campus. So my dorm was all the way down the street, y'all. I don't even remember how I got back home. I think I ended up using one of my bags or something like that to try to cover it up. Because it was springtime. We didn't have no jackets, no sweaters, nothing like that. Y'all, and when I tell y'all a big hole, I mean a big, like my behind was out, okay? And then it's just like, oh, sorry, I'm sorry. But I'm like, how did the dog get loose? Like, you got it on a leash. How? So that just made it even worse. That just did it for me. Like, I'm good off animals. Because they be like, oh, they think you're playing with them. No, I was minding my damn business. Having a conversation, not even paying attention. What's the last book you read or a favorite book of yours? Be right back. Okay, so the last, I'm still in the middle of reading both of these books actually, but I'm reading this one for business purposes. It's called Profit First, and it basically teaches you how to pay yourself first, regardless of your income from your business. And so yeah, I'm in the middle of reading this. I'm not gonna lie, books like this and self-help books in general, are kind of difficult for me to complete and take in, just because I'm one of those people that I take notes on every little thing. I don't like to write in my books just in case I gotta go back to them. Like even one of my finance books that I have up there is a workbook, but I refuse to write in it. And like I said, I'm one of those people that I'm going to write down every little thing that you told me in the book. And it's just like, bitch, why not just fucking rewrite the whole damn book? Like, you got the book. Why are you rewriting every little thing that they said? But it's just like, I don't know. I'm one of those people because I kind of find, I don't know, retaining information is kind of difficult for me sometimes. And then my pleasure book that I'm reading right now is The Bank Sisters Complete. It's by Nikki Turner. And this is 3 books in one. I'm still in the first book. This is as far as I've gotten so far. So I still got all of this to go. But so far it's super duper good. Fun fact about me is I love urban fiction. I love all types of books, honestly, because I also read, like, you know, a couple books that's kind of like, I guess you could say supernatural or something like that. And I like books like that too, but my go-to is always going to be a good urban fiction, period. And you know what did it for me? Because I already know, y'all know, if y'all anything like me, it was Coldest Winter Ever, okay? Coldest Winter Ever really did it for me. And then I started Googling books that was like Coldest Winter Ever, and they recommended this one, which is Fly Girl by Omar Tyree. And this is also an old book. I think this is from like the 90s. And this was apparently super popular too. I didn't finish it. I started it and then I kind of like fell out of it because I actually lost the book. So I'm going to restart it. Even though I actually remember this book now that I'm thinking about it. Ain't that sad, y'all? I can remember stuff from this book, which I haven't read in like 2 years. But this that I'm actively reading, you can't tell me. I can't tell me nothing I've read. But yeah, and I'm gonna say my favorite book is probably Coldest Winter Ever. It's just super good. And I wish she made more that were like it. But like I said, I also have, I don't know why my camera be doing this sometimes. We'll just get dark. Like, I don't even know how to fix it. But I do see it happening. It just kind of faded itself a little bit and the light is still on. That shit actually pissing me off. But yeah, so. Oh, also another favorite book of mine, which is also a really sad book, was A Child Called It. I read that multiple times, as sad as it was. It was just a good book as far as like seeing the things that happened in his life and stuff like that. But super sad though. And I'm gonna say the most inspiring book that I read will probably be Girl Boss. I hated the TV show that they made on Netflix. I couldn't get through the first episode, but the book was really good. It was just super inspiring. It made me want to get on my business, and I read it like maybe 3 or 4 years ago. So yeah, I love reading, y'all. The gag is I don't do it as often as I used to anymore. Just because I'm always doing something business-wise. I feel like I'm always trying to either work on my personal content or work on my business in general. And so trying to etch in time for reading is kind of difficult. But like I said, I'm trying to put together, well, I had ChatGPT make me a schedule, actually. That's from 9 to 5. And then after 9 to 5, boom, my time is mine. So I just got to use that time wisely. And I would love to start using that time to read more again. But anyways, let's go on to the next question. Let me put my books back first. It says, what's something that you're really passionate about? I don't know. I feel like something that I'm super passionate about lately, besides my business and seeing that vision full out and see it come to life. I'm gonna say something I'm super passionate about is me. Like being me. I feel like everybody around me has this idea of who I am or who they want me to be. And I feel like I'm always trying to fit myself into a box. And that's just not me. You know what I'm saying? I'm so tired of altering who I am for the sake of others. Either you're with it or you're not. And that's really what I'm passionate about right now. Because I feel like in the past, I have tried to minimize myself for other people. And it's not fair to me. I get one life to live, and I'm going to be happy in it, and I don't care who don't like it. If you feel like I'm selfish or whatever the case may be, oh well, bye. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel right now. And it's so crazy because people will tell me that they see me putting other people before me, and then they'll still get mad and say, oh, you're selfish, when I do start to put myself first. And it's so crazy because I feel like I'm like, and I'm not just saying this because I'm me, because I try to be real with myself as much as possible. But I'm going to give myself my credit when it's due. And I really feel like I'm one of those people that's not selfish at all. Like, I'll literally, if I know somebody wants to do something but I want to do the opposite, I'm always willing to be like, yeah, it's no big deal. We can do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Or I watch, or I try to. I'm not going to say I always do, but I try to watch what I say to not hurt the feelings of others. Like, I try to be really, I don't know, I'm always thinking about how other people are going to feel if I do X, Y, Z, or how other people are going to feel if I say X, Y, Z. You know what I'm saying? Even when I'm having a conversation with somebody and they're going through something, I try my very hardest and I say, you know what, I've been through X, Y, Z, and then start talking about myself. Like, I really try to be conscious with those type of things. So I really think it's unfair when people call me selfish. Also, I'm one of those people that if you need it and I have it, I have no problem giving it to you as long as I fool with you. I'm gonna be real, it's really as long as I fool with you. Because I have had people that I wasn't even close to asking me for things, and I'm like, who are you? I ain't that giving, okay? You can't take advantage of me, but I'm there. You know what I'm saying? We could build a relationship, and maybe we could, you know, I'll do a little something here and there. But don't just think you're gonna hit me up and not speak to me all the time or something like that, and I'm just gonna give in to what you need. And it does depend. It depends on the person. It depends on what it is. But yeah, I'm passionate about no longer being a yes woman, and just put myself first here and there. I answered that question already. What's the best piece of advice you've ever received? I wouldn't say, hold on y'all, it's dark again, and that did nothing. Anyways, it says, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received? I don't think I have any like best piece of advice, but one of my favorite quotes is, do what you have to do so you can do what you want to do. And that literally resonates with me because it's just like, it's so simple. If you want to do certain things, what do you have to do to get that? What do you have to do what you want to do? You know what I'm saying? Do that. It's so simple. It just, I don't know, it just makes life, it just makes everything sound so easy. Like, okay, if I want to do X, Y, Z, here's the things I gotta do it, and then you just do it. You know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorite quotes. So I say that's the best advice, I guess you can say, because it technically is advice. But it's really a quote. I don't know who created that quote. I tried to Google who created that quote. I don't know. My parents put it up in the house years ago when we were children, and it just stuck with me. Let's see. Answered that question. It says, if you could have dinner with any famous person, dead or alive, who would it be? This is a hard question for me. I have a few ideas in mind. I want to say Beyonce, of course, because she's Beyonce. I want to know where she gets her drive from. I want to know what pushed her to keep going. You know what I'm saying? Because that woman got some energy that I don't even have, okay? And a lot of dedication. Same, I would like to also have dinner with Rihanna for pretty much the same reasons. Like, she's like this huge mogul. She took nothing from, she started with, I don't want to say she started with nothing because she had her music career and stuff like that, but she literally took, you know, I guess you could say like lingerie and makeup, and took something that a lot of people do but made it huge. You know what I'm saying? Like, she made it huge, okay? Skincare, all of that. And so I would also like to know where her drive and dedication comes from. What I love about Rihanna is, like, I feel like I'm about to follow in her footsteps. I keep telling myself, because you couldn't tell me that by 25 I wasn't gonna start having kids. I've been with my boyfriend since we were 22. So I was like, all right, cool. We was in college at the time. I left college at 23. And then I was like, okay, sound good. I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna start working. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna start my business. I was like, and then by 25, we're gonna move in together. We're gonna have children. And yeah, it's gonna be that. And it's not that at all. You know what I'm saying? So I keep telling myself and watching people like Rihanna, she started her business first. You know what I'm saying? She put her business first. She grew that business. And now she's having her children. And I feel like that's what God put in the works for me. I feel like he's making me wait until I'm ready. And so I've become okay with having kids like maybe 35, because at first I was like, yo, I was telling my boyfriend, I was like, yo, if I get to be 30, I'm not having no kids. I'm not starting at 30. If I start before 30, then I'll have more after 30. But if I'm starting at 30, okay, y'all, so my camera cut off on me. As y'all can see, I have a totally different outfit. It is Friday, December, I think 13th. Yeah, today's the 13th. I honestly had like a busy week, so that's why I didn't pick the camera right back up. It's been birthdays literally every day this week. Yesterday was my dad and my cousin's birthday. That was the last birthdays of December that we needed to celebrate. So it's a wrap on that, and I'm back. Anyways, I believe that I left off talking about how about like children and stuff like that, and I believe I was just saying that, you know, if I'm starting to have children at 30, then I don't want to do it. Like if I don't have kids by 30, I'm just give up on it. Dang, y'all, I would be 30 in 2 months. I ain't got no damn kids. Oh, but I think that's what I was saying. Okay, yeah, that's what I was saying initially. Okay, because I'm over here looking at my notes, because I was looking at where I left off, and that's what I was saying initially. But I did have a change of heart, because I was looking at people like that's a little bit older than me, and I felt like I will give myself until like 35. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because, you know, I feel like God intended for me to have my life together first and then have children. Because if I did have children right now, I would be struggling like real bad, because income isn't consistent for me right now. And it's not enough to be raising me and no child. You feel me? I'm screaming raising, but you know what I mean, like taking care of me and a child. So for me, I'm definitely having a change of heart and being like, okay, you know what? If I can't have kids right now, then I'll wait until I'm at least 35, because by 35, my life should be together. You know what I'm saying? And I really feel like it's God's intent for me to have children once myself is together, because he don't want to see me struggle with them kids. You know what I'm saying? That's what I believe in my heart of hearts. Also, since I do have plans, I feel like the intent is for me to get my businesses up and running how I want to, be in the career field that I want to be in, you know. And like I said, just have that consistent income, so that when I do have children, I'm able to provide for them everything they need, and then, you know, things that they want as well. So yeah, that's my take on that. Okay, y'all, so the next question is, do you prefer movies, series, or documentaries? I'm gonna say I don't have any preferences. It's crazy though, because I just got into documentaries low-key, and unfortunately I do enjoy a good you know, serial killer documentary. That is very unfortunate. I understand that, okay, y'all, because it's not so much that I enjoy like the idea of somebody killing somebody. It's more so that I'm intrigued by like, what made you do this? Like, what was not normal in your head that made you say, you know what, I want to go kill a bunch of people? You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's kind of what intrigues me. Or even the people that it may be, like the Menendez brothers, for example. What made y'all want to kill y'all parents? You know what I'm saying? And this is a hot take, and y'all can say what y'all want to. I do not believe that them boys are innocent. I just don't. And when I say innocent, I mean as far as like them saying that they were abused and blah blah blah. I don't know, something about it is just off, because, and I'm only speaking on this because I've seen people like on social media and stuff like that, like, oh no, I feel so bad for them boys and da 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 da. First of all, I wouldn't feel bad, because I mean, they got their revenge if it was true. However, I think it's very funny that after their father said, hey, like, y'all getting cut off because I'm tired of y'all doing XYZ, y'all not finna be in the will, y'all not finna be XYZ, like, all of a sudden they want to kill their parents, like, once y'all get cut off from the money. And then even still, after y'all did get cut off from the money or whatever, and then y'all killed y'all parents, y'all went through parties, y'all wasn't sad. Now, I'm not saying that they needed to be sad, because if y'all was being abused, then that's one thing. But to go through a whole party, like, I don't care. Like, I would feel some type of way, especially if I'm not a killer. Like, I would be sitting there in shock. Like, I'd be like, yo, what the hell did I just do? You know what I'm saying? If I genuinely felt some type of remorse, or if I genuinely, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't know how to explain it, but that's just how I feel. Like, I really feel like they were lying. Also, it's ironic that the woman that they worked with, all of her cases, they had the same story. We were abused. We were abused. We were abused. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it looks unbelievable to me. Oh, this outside. I'm like, what the hell? But yeah, so to me, sorry, I'm on the phone and trying to make sure I'm still listening. Okay. But yeah, so to me, it just looked a little ironic. You know what I'm saying? That the lady that they worked with always worked with people who ended up using abuse as their reason. And the fact that all of a sudden they just, like, as soon as they got cut out of the wills, or whatever was cut off in general, I can't remember if it was the will just in general, but regardless, as soon as money stopped coming their way, all of a sudden they was ready to kill them. And as soon as y'all did kill them, y'all went through a party and bought all these cars and XYZ. You know what I'm saying? That just was a little too suspicious for me. Because even if it was the fact that my parents was abusing me, like, sexually and stuff like that, and that's why I killed them, I still would be feeling like some type of way. Like, I would probably be super emotional because, dang, they're finally gone and I'm happy. Or I would be feeling emotional because, you know, those were still my parents and I hate that I did that. Da, 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 da. I don't know, but it just seemed like they automatically started partying, okay? They wasn't really, well, the one brother seemed like he was a little bit remorseful. Like, he was like, yo, what did I just do? But the other brother, he did not give a damn, okay? And I know that that's just a depiction and, like, an idea. It's not really, like, accurate to a T. But like I said, something about it to me just screams like they where they belong, okay? But anyways, yeah, back to the question though. I'm a mix of everything. Like I said, I like to watch some of everything. So as far as movies, I prefer horror movies or comedies. I do not like action movies whatsoever. As far as series, I love me a good reality TV. But do not love and hip hop me. Do not baddies me. Nope. I like the housewives, okay? I like my girls classy. Now don't get me wrong. When I was younger, I used to love me some Love and Hip Hop. I used to love me some Bad Girls Club. Like, that was my thing. But now, I like rich people problems, okay? And I'm not saying them girls not rich. I'm just saying I like the different kind of rich people problems. I don't want to see nobody fighting over nobody man, or because y'all did XYZ whatever. I like to see y'all talking about, oh, so-and-so didn't pay their taxes, okay? I want to know the type of problems I'm going to have real soon, because I'm going to be a rich bitch. Mark my words, y'all. But anyways, yeah, that's my answer for that question. Let's go on to the next. It says, what's one goal you hope to achieve this year? I'm going to say next year because we literally in December. It's December 13th. The year about to be over. But by next year, the goal that I want to achieve is obviously moving out of my parents' house. But like I said, I'm not just moving to move. So in order for me to achieve that goal, that means that everything else that I'm trying to make happen has to happen first. And that is like getting my business to a certain point, starting my second business. I don't care about starting the third business right away, like before I move out, but I definitely want to get the second business up and running because that's one that I could literally do in my sleep. It's like a set it and forget it type of thing. Sort of, kind of. You have to check on it here and there, obviously. But yeah, that's my overall goal. So in order to achieve that goal, like I said, little things have to happen. Well, not little things, because those are kind of big things. Like having a business and running a business is a big thing. But yeah, so I need to get to where I need to be in both of my businesses. If those businesses do what they need to do, then I won't need a 9-to-5. But even getting a 9-to-5 would be fine with me too. So yeah, I just need to achieve those things so that next year I can achieve that big goal, you know. Do you like cooking or are you more of a takeout person? I'm both. So when I lived on my own, I used to cook all the time because it was just like, it just made the most sense. I was a crock pot type of girl. So I was that girl that was like throwing stuff in a crock pot before I left. And then when I came back to the apartment, I would have my food already ready. You know what I'm saying? But then I also did enjoy ordering food out a lot too, because I don't know, you get a bigger variety. For me, I'm one of those people that's like, I'm either having chicken, tacos, spaghetti, or chili or something like that. Now, granted, you can get creative with the type of chili you make or the type of chicken you make. You know what I'm saying? And I've been cooking a lot more since then, because at one point I was doing the cooking in the household. I would do all the grocery shopping and the cooking, me and my sister together. We would go shopping for the household, like food shopping for the household. But we would technically do all the shopping because we'll get laundry, detergent, and stuff like that too. And then we was planning out the meals for the week. So we was doing that. And so that forced me to get even more creative and like add to my little list of things that I cook. But overall, I'm gonna say I'm a good like 50-50 person. I like to do a little bit of both. Dang, I answered that question already. It says, do you enjoy celebrating holidays or birthdays? I'm going to say birthdays because birthdays in our household was always bigger than holidays. We don't really celebrate too many holidays. My parents didn't celebrate pagan holidays. So growing up, we celebrated Kwanzaa. We didn't celebrate Christmas. We didn't really celebrate too much of anything. No, my parents aren't Jehovah Witnesses. Well, why would they be Jehovah Witnesses? I think Jehovah Witnesses don't celebrate anything. But regardless, my parents aren't anything in particular. Like, they just don't celebrate pagan holidays. So on those days, we would just like go to family members' houses or would just, be inside the house. But birthdays were always taken more seriously in our household. Especially since it's just about the one person. So I prefer birthdays anyways. But when I do get, move out again or whatever, and I have my own children, I do want to celebrate Christmas. And I'll still celebrate Kwanzaa too. And of course, we're going to do it big for birthdays. So what's your favorite season and why? I think I decided that I don't have a favorite season. First of all, if to know me is to know that having a favorite anything stresses me out. So I try not to have favorites to anything just because it's so many options out there. How can you have one, you know? But I like all the seasons for different reasons. I'm learning now as an adult, like, because when I was younger, I used to love summer, obviously, because of summer break. We was out of school. I used to love winter because winter break and snow days, and we were out of school. But now that I'm an adult, I feel like I like I like spring because it's like one of those seasons that's just like not extreme. Like with winter it's extremely cold. With summer it's extremely hot. So spring and fall aren't really too extreme, even though nowadays it's been getting a little extreme, but for the most part it's not as extreme. Hold on. Anyways, so yeah, those seasons aren't extreme, so that's why I like spring and fall. But then also I love summer because I get to dress. I feel like it's not as hard to get dressed. I love throwing on a skirt. I love throwing on a dress. Point blank period. And you can dress it up, dress it down. Like, I love the summertime for those reasons. But then in the winter time, I love the holidays. I love Thanksgiving. Well, Thanksgiving isn't winter technically. That's fall. But I love, like I said, I love the holidays. I love Christmas vibes. I love New Year's. You know what I'm saying? So also my birthday is in the winter, so I really enjoy winter time. But then I also love the fall time because I love Halloween, and I love Thanksgiving, and the weather isn't too bad either, and I love the leaves. So I literally have some love for all the seasons. But now as an adult, I really don't give a damn about like the weather that much, because it's just like when it's winter time now, I just want to be in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was a kid, you get the days off. As an adult, when I was working 9 to 5s and stuff like that, it's a snow day, okay, and you know what I'm saying? You still gotta bring your ass up in here. So as an adult, like the weather really just probably bugs me more than it did when I was a child, because they don't care. They just don't care. Um, it says, what's a challenge you've overcome recently? And I feel like this is something that I see myself challenged with consistently. Is, like I said, even though I am accepting the fact that I still live at home and it's a choice that I made low-key, it does get hard because, one, like I said, you still have my parents who, mostly my mom, she's super extra, she's overbearing, and so it's kind of hard because it's always somebody asking you what you're doing, why you're doing it, or overstepping and trying to be in certain business. You know what I'm saying? And I am on the 3rd floor. Nobody else is like on the 3rd floor. But like I said, as far as like even when we leave outside the house, we get text messages, hey, what you doing? Or can you buy me this? Or whatever the case may be. And I know y'all like, you can't buy nothing for your parents, but see, the gag is, my mom buy us stuff, she would literally be like, oh, that's okay, I'll get it back. Oh, that's okay. And at the time, when I was younger, she was actually selling my bank account. So she would literally go into our bank accounts and take the money. But then when we buy them things, it's just like a, that's what you're supposed to do type of thing. Which is kind of bad because then it's just like, how am I supposed to stack up my money so I can get out of here if they're always taking from me? You know what I'm saying? I buy my own things. So I could see if I was always like, hey, could you give me this? Could you give me that? Like I said, we was doing the household cooking, everything. You know what I'm saying? So that gets annoying. And like I said, thank goodness she's not on my bank account anymore because she can't see my stuff. But when she was, y'all, I mean, telling people how much I had in the bank, because at one point I had a huge amount saved up, like a huge amount, and she was telling people and stuff like that because she could see it and stuff. So things like that. I feel like parents is like one of the challenges, but then also another challenge is seeing your peers live certain lifestyles that you thought you'd be living by now, like either getting married or having children. That's kind of difficult, and it kind of makes me compare myself to others, especially looking at social media. And for me, it's not even so much my peers, like people that I went to school with or people that's in my hometown and stuff like that. For me, it's more so people that's my peers or younger that's doing what I wish I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, looking at social media, if you find me on social media, I don't follow anybody from my hometown on. The only thing that I have people that live out here from is on Facebook, and I don't post on Facebook at all. And then I have two, well actually I have 3 Instagrams. I only use 2 right now, and on both of them, one I only have like random people, which is the one that y'all will like, the one that I link in my YouTube. But then the one that I have, the other one that I have, I just have my siblings, a few cousins, literally like maybe 4 cousins, my godmom, my siblings, and like one guy I went to school with. Everybody else on that page is just probably bots and stuff like that. And even on there, I don't really post. So for me, when I'm on my social media, I'm seeing people that I want to be like. You feel me? Like I'm following people like De'Ara and Kyra and Chelsea. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm following the YouTubers that I love to watch. I'm following like Operation Nikki, for example. I don't know if y'all know who she is, but like I love her content. I wish I had my life that organized. I wish I had a nice space like her. You know what I'm saying? So I'm following a bunch of people that I look up to, It's also some people that's younger than me that I follow that own businesses, and I'm like, dang, I wish my business was running this smooth. You know what I'm saying? People that I'm inspired by. And so sometimes when I'm looking at it, I'm like, dang, why can't my life be like that? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's one of the hard parts, is that I'm constantly comparing myself. And so that's a challenge that I consistently have to overcome, because it comes and goes. Like, it's moments where I'm just like, dang, you know, and I'm really down and out about myself. But then it's times where I'm just like, yes, I'm so excited because I have that moment to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? I have the day that I start, I don't know, making money through my business, like consistent money through my business. I'm looking forward to that day. I still have that excitement to look forward to. I still have the excitement of getting my dream apartment to look forward to. I still have the excitement of having my first child to look forward to. So I think that's the only thing that keeps me overcoming that, is that it's just like, even though it hasn't happened yet, I have a lot of firsts to look forward to, and that's exciting. Even though I really do wish I had all of those firsts already, I still got something to look forward to. And everybody's at different spots in their life, and I'll get there when I'm supposed to get there. Hold on, y'all. I need to go get my water. My throat is doing something. So it says, if you were a flavor of ice cream, what would you be and why? I would be not a damn thing, because I do not eat ice cream, y'all. So fun fact about me, I don't like milk, and I don't like anything that looks like it might have milk in it. And sometimes if I know you put milk in something, I'm not gonna eat it, even though I'm a grown-ass woman. Okay, this has been me since I was a child. Like, and I don't know what it is, but my mom said I wouldn't take bottles as a child, and the only way I would drink, you know, milk was through a straw. But then once I became older, I hated milk. I've never been a fan of milk. I never ate milk. I meant drunk milk. And so that ended up turning into me not liking anything creamy. So like, I used to tear me up some mayonnaise, like on my sandwiches and stuff like that. I can't do mayonnaise now. I don't like grits anymore. Now my grit situation was different. I used to love grits until my preschool teacher burned them and they turned green, and so I thought they were molded. And so ever since then I have not ate grits. But today I wouldn't even eat them because they're creamy. What else don't I like? I don't like oatmeal. I don't like hot chocolate. Like, none of it. Even though you can make hot chocolate with water, I don't like hot chocolate. I don't give a damn what you made it with. No. It's just, I don't like it. It's creamy. I do eat cheese, but my cheese has to be shredded. I don't like the like whole piece of cheese or nothing like that. And now I only like Parmesan and mild cheddar. And even still, sometimes like using cheese is just like, because I don't like the smell sometimes. Because it smells creamy. So yeah, I don't drink coffee, none of that. And no, I'm not lactose intolerant, because every time I tell somebody that, they're like, are you lactose? No, honey, I probably would still like it if I was lactose. I don't like it. I just don't like it. It says, do you believe in astrology? And if so, what's your sign? It's like I do, but I don't. Like, okay, so technically I'm on the cusp. So my birthday is February 19th. So that's the first day of Pisces, last day of, and the day before was the last day of Aquarius or whatever. So I call myself a Piquarius, but I do identify more with Pisces. Looking at like the little descriptions and stuff like that. However, I try not to fall too deep into it, just because like I don't do that sun rising, moon facing stuff. Like, I don't understand that. And I try not to get too deep into it, because for me it's just like I feel like everybody is made up of different things. Like, that's why I hate when people be like, oh, I'm from such and such, I do, you know what I'm saying? Okay, that's a place, but you're literally made up of where you were raised. You're made up of how you were raised. You're made up of maybe the city you grew up in. You're made up of your experiences. You know what I'm saying? It's so many things that make up a person, that you can't say, oh, I am the way I am because I'm a Pisces, or I the way that I am because I'm from Jersey, or I am the way that I am because I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, I always hated that. I'm an individual. There's no one thing that makes me who I am. Just because I am from a specific place, or because I'm a specific sign, does not mean that we all act alike. Like, I hate when people be like, oh yes, because see, yes, Pisces, we be going off like da da da. No, I don't even like confrontation. Now, will I welcome confrontation? Gladly. But do I like that type of stuff? Absolutely not. And no, I'm not saying that I won't go off on nobody, because I will. But at the end of the damn day, it's not something that I just be like, yeah, it's not because I'm a Pisces. You know, that's what I'm saying. It's because that's me. You know what I'm saying? It don't have nothing to do with my sign. That's just how I feel. If you could live in any fictional universe, where would it be? I'm gonna say, it's hard, y'all. To know me is to know I love me a good 90s vibe, and I feel like I would probably be in, I want to say in Arnold, from Hey Arnold. I would probably live there, or where they was in Proud Family. I don't know where either one of those places were, but ooh, but then also Rocket Power, because in Rocket Power it was like always summertime, with the exception of those few episodes where it like snowed and it was like rare. But you know, they live near the beach and stuff like that. I feel like it was always vacation. Like even when you in school, you get out of school, you go surfing, you go skating, skateboarding, whatever. The gag is, I don't know how to do none of that. I don't know how to surf, I don't know how to skateboard, but I wish I lived somewhere like that. And then also, like I said, Hey Arnold, because first of all, I loved that he lived in that boarding house. I thought that was cool, and I loved his room. But then also, I love like the neighborhood, and like the kids always hung out together. So that's what I like about that. The kids was always outside. They was catching trains, they was catching buses, okay? They was outside. And I was a sheltered child, so I didn't get to do none of that. And where else did I say? I said Hey Arnold, I said Rocket Power. Dang, it was somewhere else I said, y'all. I keep thinking Boondocks in my head, but I don't think I want to live there. Y'all, where else did I say? Y'all, this is another thing. I have really bad memory. I said, Hey Arnold. Let me think about it, y'all. Let me think about it. Okay, y'all, I remember I said Proud Family. And I said Proud Family because kind of like with Hey Arnold, the kids always hung out with each other. It was like they all kind of lived around the same neighborhood. They was always like outside. I love that they had all the little wizard places, you know what I'm saying? Yes, I would do Proud Family, Hey Arnold, or Rocket Power. What's the weirdest food you've ever tried? I want to say frog legs. Yeah, I'm gonna go with frog legs because I feel like everything else is normal. I remember my first time trying sushi. I was in college, and we had went to DC. I went to college in Maryland, but we went to DC for this event because I was a strategic communications major, and we went to go cover an event in DC, and they had all this fancy food, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like this is nice. And they had like these little things, and so all my friends, they was like, oh, they was like, Khadijah, try it. And it was like tuna. That's my first time ever having raw tuna and trying like sushi, and y'all, I was hooked from that moment forward. And then I got into eating raw sushi. But I'm gonna stick with the frog legs. I'm gonna say frog legs. It was fried, it tastes just like chicken, but that probably was the weirdest thing that I've ever tried. But like I said, if sushi wasn't normal, then I would say sushi. If you had to rename yourself, what would you choose? What name would you choose? I'm gonna choose Olivia, and here's why. The funny part, okay, so when me and my sister was younger, we was like in middle school. Yeah, we was in middle school, and we had, you know, Facebook was kind of new, so we all had Facebooks and stuff like that. Yes, I'm from the MySpace era, but this is when Facebook came out. And you know, on Facebook back then, they used to have all these little quizzes and games you could play. So we used to take quizzes like all day, and then you just post your results. So me and my sister did the "What should your parents have named you" quiz, and she got Brooke and I got Olivia. And literally we changed our Facebook names immediately. So on Facebook I was Olivia, she was Brooke. And y'all, I literally started telling people. So obviously when I was in middle school, I couldn't tell people that was my name because they already knew. Then when I got to high school, it was kind of the same people somewhat, and then different people, but the teachers was calling me Khadijah, so everybody knew my name was Khadijah. But when I got to college, y'all, I told you I was going to this white college, And even though our names was on our doors, for some reason people just ignored that my name was on a damn door. So everybody that I met, I was telling them that my name was Olivia. Especially since, like, when you get to college, you don't like to tell nobody your real name and stuff like that when you just, like, you know, filling somebody out and stuff like that. So me and my friends, I already had the fake name because, like I said, I've been using that name since I was in middle school on Facebook and stuff. But me and my friends decided to make up fake names, and I was like, Olivia is my go-to name. But like I said, I had already started, like, telling my neighbors and stuff like that that was my name. And it was the funniest thing, y'all, because it happened to me on 2 separate occasions where first it was one of the guys that lived next door to me. He was a white guy. And he came to me one day. He was like, I'm mad at you. And I was like, why? He was like, why you ain't tell me this whole time that your name wasn't Olivia? Because I introduced myself as Olivia, and I was like, damn, I'm caught. So I ended up telling people that that was my middle name, and that's why I told them that that was my first name. But really, no, that's not my middle name at all. So yeah, he was all upset. He was like, I looked at your door and I seen Melissa, and then I seen Khadijah, and I was like, well, I know Melissa is Melissa, so who is Khadijah? I was like, yeah, that's me. And then the same thing happened to me, and it was crazy when the other thing happened because, and I might tell y'all that story time, but something had happened the night before. And so it was kind of like something crazy. And so the next day I felt like everybody was kind of looking at me. And so I'm in the cafeteria, and this girl walks up to me that I had class with, and she was like, girl, she was like, I gotta talk to you. And so I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, what? Like, I'm nervous. I'm having a panic attack in the damn cafeteria, y'all. And she was like, she was like, I did not know that your name was Olivia. She thought my name was Olivia because I had class with her, so my teacher obviously called me Khadijah. And I was like, oh no. I was like, that's my middle name. So some people call me that, but my name is Khadijah. Y'all, when I tell you I was so relieved, because I had a crazy night the night before that. Nothing crazy like sexual or anything like that, but just a crazy night in general as far as like drinking and stuff like that. And I thought that she was going to tell me something crazy, like I did something crazy. So I was in there having a panic attack, y'all. And the whole time, no, she was just like, oh, I didn't know your name was Olivia. And I was like, nah, girl. But yeah, Olivia definitely. Why I got a story for everything, y'all? I literally got a story for everything. I can't just answer a damn question. um... I'm looking at this question. What's the most impulsive thing you've ever done? I don't really think I've done anything impulsive. I'm one of those super organized people. Like, I organize everything in my life, okay? I try to color code my clothing. I try to organize, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've always been like that since I was in middle school, probably earlier than that. But yeah, I try to like color code my closet. I was rudely interrupted again, but it's the same day, so that's a good thing. It's just later. I don't know if I told you what time it was earlier, but earlier when I started recording, it was maybe like 3 something, or maybe 2 something. Now it's 5:09. But anyways, I was telling you guys that like, I color code my closet. I plan out my days in advance. When I was doing the cooking stuff, I had like a Notion that I created to lay everything out and pre-plan for this week, that week, da-da-da-da-da. Put all the groceries that we needed in there, put all the household items we needed in there. Like, I'm a super organized person to a T. Sometimes I'm so organized that I feel unorganized. So I really don't do impulsive things for real. But I say the most risky and random thing, I guess, it wasn't really random because I thought about it and I struggled with the idea for a while, was zip lining. And I got to zip line 3 times. So at my first college, I zip lined twice. They had like a carnival day, and it was this company that would come and set up the zip line or whatever. So I did that twice. Like, I did that both years. And then I also zip lined when I was in Mexico. So I'm gonna say that's probably like the most risky thing that I've ever done. Not really impulsive, because like I said, I've debated about it for the longest. It was kind of pre-planned because it was just like a part of our package and stuff like that. Now the thing for this at school kind of wasn't pre-planned because I didn't know they was gonna have zip lining. But even still, once I found out that they did, I like struggled with the idea. I fought myself about the idea, so it wasn't like I just said, hey, let's do it. Like, no, I struggled to even come to that conclusion. Let's see, another question. Yeah, I'm about to finish this soon because I'm tired of this camera dying on me. It's not even that it's dying, it keeps saying that it's overheating and then it'll just shut down on its own. What's my guilty pleasure TV show or movie? I told y'all that earlier. For shows, I like to watch reality TV the most. I'm gonna say my guilty pleasure is I like watching Impact Atlanta. But I'm gonna say Real Housewives, like I said earlier. I only like watching Atlanta and Potomac. I said I might try Salt Lake City. But I typically like the ones that, you know, have black women on it because they look like me, and I feel like they're, even though their issues aren't too relatable because I don't have rich people problems, but I don't know, I just relate to them more, and it's, I don't know, it's more entertaining to me because like I'll see clips from some of the other ones. Like, don't get me wrong, I know they had black people on the other ones and stuff like that too, but I feel like the arguments and the scenarios, you know, are more relatable. I don't know how to explain it, like, because I don't argue with, I rarely argue with people. Like, I'm really always in the house, you know what I'm saying? I don't even have time to argue with anybody or anybody to argue with. But I don't know, like I said, it's, if you watch it, you know what I mean. If you're a black girl, you get what I'm saying. Like, they more relatable than watching any of the other ones. But like I said, I did want to try Salt Lake City because they seem interesting. But it was just like when I was watching Selling Sunset. I think that's the one from Netflix or whatever. Yeah, Selling Sunset. And I liked that show, but when they came out with the ones for Selling Tampa, I like that one better because I'm watching Selling Sunset and they over there having dog parties and arguing about, oh, she crashed my dog's party and now these are fighting things. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, a dog party? I'm not an animal person. And I ain't never met no other person kind of like me that's out here. Like, don't get me wrong, people love their animals, and that's okay. But she was pissed that this lady came to her dog's party, okay? And I just was like, girl, y'all look crazy. Like, she was like, this is it. She's done it now. This is the end of the road for me. She came to my dog party. You know, so I was just like, yeah, this isn't relatable, and I kind of stopped watching that show. Not just because of that, but because of a lot of the stuff, which is kind of like, I can't really relate. It was kind of, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I'm gonna say my guilty pleasure is Potomac and Atlanta. And I will literally rewatch them over and over again. And since Potomac is on right now, I think I want to rewatch Atlanta like from the beginning. But that's what I'll do. I'll literally just rewatch them from the beginning. Now the gag is, right now I'm not rewatching any of them. And I'm watching Love After Lockup. And I'm watching Smothered. And I also watch Bell Collective. So basically any guilty pleasure TV show for me is like reality TV, but those are like my favorites. Love After Lockup be getting on my nerves sometimes. Smothered be getting on my nerves sometimes. I gotta be in a mood for those. But Bell Collective, I'm pretty like, okay, I'm in tune. Love and Hip Hop. Real Housewives, I'm in tune. And yeah, I'm gonna say that's my guilty pleasure TV show. Would you rather have the ability to talk to animals or be fluent in every language? I'd rather be fluent in every language. I feel like that's, having a skill like that is like being able to have endless jobs. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these jobs today are, you know, asking that you be bilingual and stuff like that. So if I could be fluent in every language, that would be dope. I have, starting January 1st of this year, I started learning Spanish. I only been using the free version of what is it called? Duolingo. And I feel like it's helped. It's definitely helping, but I still am not, basically I can read Spanish now, like, but I always could read Spanish kind of. It just wasn't as much Spanish I've been taking Spanish all my life, y'all. That's the gag. I've been taking it since I was in kindergarten. Every school that I ever attended, every grade that I ever attended, we had to take Spanish. And then when I got to college, it was a requirement that I took Spanish in my first college, because it was like, oh, if you took a language in high school, you had to take that same language your freshman and sophomore year, which I thought was stupid. I thought that was so dumb. Because if I've been taking it my whole life, why is it a requirement that I continue to take it? And why is it not a requirement for people who never took it? But anyways, it just never stuck to me, because it's just like, once you get past the learning the words and stuff like that, then it becomes all these different rules for how you're supposed to place it in the sentence, and how you have to change it so it's plural and singular and guy and girl, you know what I'm saying? So that's what like confused me. So right now I learned a lot more words, and I know how to read full sentences in Spanish, but as far as me actually being fluent in speaking it, that's the difficult part that I still don't have. But I was like, I do plan to travel more. I would love to go back to Mexico and be able to communicate with them a little bit. What is the last thing you Googled? The last thing I Googled was if Sims 4 or EA has a suggestion box or something like that, because I got a lot of feedback I want to give y'all, and y'all need to hear this. Because don't get me wrong, I'm one of them Sims 4 players that don't get that deep into it to where I'm like, oh, Sims 4 sucks, I'm gonna stop playing, so and so is better, da 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 da. No, I play it just because it's fun for me. I only play it on the weekends. But I play it because it's fun for me, not because, like, I don't know, some people that I watch and follow, they super deep into it to where it's like they're comparing it to other games, or they like, oh, I like Sims 1 better, I like Sims 2 better, I like Sims 3 better. Whereas me, I just like to play. You know what I'm saying? I like that I have mods, I like the CC. So I don't really complain too much, but there are certain things that I feel like should just be in the game, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, it was something I was playing the other day, and that's what made me Google it, because it was something that I was like, why isn't this a thing yet? Like, it should be common sense to just add that in there. And clearly it's not. So I was like, I want to be able to tell them about themselves and, you know, suggest some things. What's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you? Wow, I have so many. I don't even know where to start. I'm gonna say, because this is a time that I always wish I could go back to. And I know people was looking at me like, huh? So when I was in high school, I was in this program called New Jersey Seeds. So it was like a college prep program. And like every Saturday, I think it was every Saturday morning we would have class. I would have to go up to, the first 2 years we was going to Rutgers, and then the last 2 years we was going to a high school in East Orange. And we would have classes every Saturday. And then in the summertime we would stay at a college in upstate New York, Hobart and William Smith College. That's where we used to stay every summer. For like 2 weeks and take classes and do fun stuff. But so anyways, it was my senior year. We were having the graduation party basically. Now everybody's seniors now. Everybody's graduating, and so we had like a kind of like a luncheon, and all of our families were there. A lot of the staff was there, stuff like that, and all of the, you know, people that was graduating were there. And so they had us all line up, and then we were telling what school we were going to, and then a lot of people said little things afterwards like, oh, I just want to say thank you for da 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 da. Y'all, why I get up there, I say the school that I'm going to, and then I sit there and start talking about how I'm gonna miss getting on a bus every every Saturday eating chicken, y'all. Now, through the grace of God, the majority of the program was black people or Hispanic people, you know, people of color. But I was like, why the hell? And the wildest part about it was that I was actually in seeds when I was in middle school too. So they had two separate seeds. They had one when you were in middle school and one when you were in high school. The one in middle school prepped you for high school. So if I finish that program, I will be able to get into a, what they call them? Usually people who finish that program got into boarding schools and like good high schools, but I didn't make it in that program because for me it was like I was in middle school, I was going to 8th grade, so this was like after I completed my 7th grade year. This is the summertime, we had classes all summer, and for me that was my first time experiencing something like that, and I didn't want to do the work because I was so tired of coming home after being in class all day. Like literally it was like being in school. I was literally, and it was like for like damn near the whole summer. So I was in classes and I would come home and my siblings like, oh, guess what we did today? We went to the park. Oh, we went here, we went there. And I'm just like, oh, you know, and then I'm coming home with homework, y'all. Like literally I had big heavy book bags, and basically they were teaching us they was teaching us stuff that we would be learning in the 8th grade year and for high school. And y'all, when I tell you I was not interested, I didn't care about doing the homework. I didn't care about talking to nobody. I had no friends in that program. Well, I did have a friend in that program, but something ended up happening to a family member of hers, and so she didn't come back until maybe like 2 or 3 days before it ended. Or maybe like the last week of it. So I was literally by myself. And I just hated that entire experience. I literally could have spoke about that, y'all, how, hey, I didn't make it in seats when I was in middle school, but this was an opportunity for me to come back, and I appreciate that, da-da-da-da-da. You know, just give them kind of my testimony, like, hey, because I did feel bad when I didn't make it in middle school, because my mom and my dad was just like, dang, like, we really wish you would have did da-da-da-da. You know what I'm saying? So I felt bad because they was kind of like wishing I would have completed it. But yeah, instead of talking about that, y'all, and giving like a testimony, I sat there and talked about fried chicken. And that was so embarrassing. Because I know people was like, why is this girl talking about fried chicken? Like, huh? And then I started mumbling over my words and stumbling and stuff like that. Because I knew this wasn't what I wanted to say. But for some reason, I felt like if I talked about me not making it in the past, it would have made me look bad. I don't know why. You know, I just felt like it would have made me look bad. Like, oh, you failed? You know what I'm saying? If you had a warning label, what would it say? My warning label would say overly emotional. Point blank period, y'all. I cry when I'm happy. I cry when I'm sad. I don't get angry too often, but when I get angry, it's a big deal, you know? So my emotions are top tier to me. Like, that comes first. And I know that's not a good thing, and that's what I'm trying to work on, but it's hard. It's hard out here for a pimp. What's your favorite way to spend a rainy day? I feel like this is so cliche and so common. But in my bed, watching movies, reading. I just like to be snuggled up when it's raining. This is gonna be the last one I'm gonna answer. It says, "What's the strangest dream you've ever had?" So another fun fact about me is I remember a lot of my dreams. I remember my dreams at least 2 or 3 times a week, which I know they say is like kind of uncommon. Also, I have had dreams that have actually come true, which it sounds so crazy to say, but I had it happen to me 3 times so far. 3 times? Yeah, 3 times so far. And the first one was, we had a fire in my dream or whatever. Not we. In my dream, I was on the phone with my boyfriend because we're long distance, but I've been to his house before, so I know what his house was like. And in my dream, it was like we was at his house, and his house caught on fire, and everybody was still in the house. It's strange because in the dream I never saw the fire, but I just knew that it was a fire, and I started like trying to alert everybody and wake everybody up and stuff like that. And yeah, him and his family got out the house and stuff like that. That was the first crazy dream that I had. And then literally 2 days later, and that's the crazy thing, it's always 2 days later. Usually 2 days later, the house across the street from our house, like here at home, was on fire, and it literally burnt down. Luckily everybody got out. It was like in the summertime, and that was the craziest part too, because it was already hot out there, but with that fire it was even hotter, and the fire just kept spreading. And the crazy part about it was we was the first ones to see it. Like, we was going to the mall, and so I came outside and I was like, wait, I was like, y'all, is that a fire? But it was starting from behind the house. And the next thing you know, it just started getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And so we didn't know if people was inside the house at the time or not, because it was daytime. It was a weekday, but it was summertime. Um, and so my mom, she go running across the street trying to bang on the door, but the fire was literally starting to get close to what are they called? A wire. You know those wires that's just hanging up outside and the telephone poles and all of that, whatever those is. It was starting to get to those, and I know like if fire gets on it, it's gonna start popping. So we're like, Mom, come on, come on, come over here. So she banging on the door. Finally, somebody answered, because the house, it looks like a regular house, but it's actually an apartment in there. So it's like 3 different apartments in there, but it looks like a regular, like half of a house. I don't know how to explain it. But it was 3 different apartments in there. So people in there were alerted and they started coming out, which was good because there was like a family in there and they had their son in there. Because he was like maybe like 3 or 4, so he was super young. But everybody came outside. Unfortunately, they lost a lot. You know what I'm saying? They lost basically everything. It pretty much burnt to the ground. And by the end of the day, when I tell you the fire literally lasted all day, like all day. The whole street was outside. Everybody on the street was outside. The news anchors started coming and interviewing people and stuff. The fire department came. They was interviewing us and stuff like that because we had the Ring door camera so we could see everything. Also, we came outside when it started, and I believe my mom called. So yeah, it was just a lot. So that was one dream I had that came true. Then I had a dream where, and it'd be like random parts of my dreams that'll come true. Hold on. Okay, anyways, the second dream that I had, like I said, it would be random parts that stand out. And this dream, I don't know, like I said, I don't remember the first half of the dream or whatever anymore, but this dream we were at my house or whatever. My boyfriend was here, and both my boyfriend and my brother both smoke or whatever. Well, my brother used to, he don't smoke anymore. But anyways, it was like they was in the bathroom smoking, and so I was banging on the door or whatever, and I was like, y'all need to open up this door, I need to open up this door. And they opened up the door, and both of their faces just started melting. It was like their faces just started melting, and they like started foaming at the mouth and stuff like that. It was just weird. It was creepy. Literally 2 days later, because my boyfriend has epilepsy, he had a seizure, and I was just like, that was so crazy that I just had that dream, and then 2 days later you just randomly have a seizure. And I think I told him about that dream. Then the third dream that I had, this was probably the craziest for me because it was like the most random. I was at my aunt's house in Maryland. This was in Baltimore. And we was watching the news, but I didn't associate it with that. But this was around the time that the what was it, the Roe versus Wade? Is that what it was? Let me see. Let me just make sure I'm right, y'all. I don't want to be giving y'all the wrong information. Okay, yeah, this was when the Roe versus Wade was going on. And we, like I said, we was watching it on the news and stuff like that while we was there. And so that night I ended up having a dream, and it was so random. So me, my sister, both my sisters and my cousin and some other random girls, we was in like this drop top pink car, and we was just driving, and we was like going on a girls trip. And we was like on this, like, we was like in this dirt road area. It was like this dirt area. It just looked like a desert kind of. And the road wasn't dirt though. It was like a paved road, like with what's the name, like a regular road. But it was like we was around the desert or something like that. A bunch of, you know, dust and mountains and stuff like that. And it was like super orange. So we just going down this road. We're like the only car out there. And then we get to this one point and we just see a bunch of women. And it was like they were protested. And as we kept driving, we just started seeing women, like, now we was like kind of seeing more of the area. We just started seeing a bunch of women like looting and fighting and going crazy. And the dream continued on where I ended up inside. We started running from the women because we didn't know what was going on. So we was just like, whatever, we're just gonna, you know, get to safety. So we drove through all of that mess, and then we ended up at a college somehow, but the college kind of looked like a mall. And we ended up there, and it was like a totally different dream from there. But when I woke up the next day, on the news, it was all these women protesting and stuff like that because of the Roe versus Wade thing. And so I was like, it was crazy because at that time nobody was really protesting and stuff like that, like they was. But then I had that dream, and then the very next day I look at the news and people is protesting, and it's getting kind of crazy. It was getting kind of scary to me. But yes, I have a lot of vivid dreams. I do have a lot of reoccurring dreams. It's two that I have continuously, and I have had since I was a child. And one actually I haven't had since I was a child, but I've had since I was in high school. One of my teachers, my favorite teacher, passed away on my birthday, my 18th birthday, and I always have the same dream with her in it. Where basically she'd be like, oh, let's go out to lunch or whatever, and I'm like, okay, sure. And then when we leaving, I realized that she died. But in the dream, I realized that she died, and then I usually wake up crying. But I have that dream all the time. But yeah, I have a lot of crazy dreams. Like, yo, if I told y'all all the dreams, especially recurring dreams that I have, y'all be like, girl, what be going on in your head? But I do remember a lot of my dreams, which is crazy and apparently not as normal as it should be. But sometimes I do hate dreaming, especially if it feels so real, or if something crazy happened, because I'm like, is it going to happen in real life? Yeah. Anyways, y'all, thank y'all so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope by the end of this, y'all do know who I am now. Y'all get a better understanding of me. We kind of feel close, because I feel close to y'all now. I done told y'all all my business. But stay tuned for more, you guys. I'm just closing my computer down. But yeah, stay tuned for more, you guys. And I hope y'all enjoyed the video. And I'm going to say, answer one of the questions that I answered here below. See y'all next time.